Assalamu alaikum, you're welcome and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we'll be learning how to cut this trending hijab gown. So if this is what you like to learn, let's go to the video and make sure you watch the video till the end because I have an important announcement to make. So this is the material I'll be needing for the project. I have my fabric and I also have the lace mouth. Then the fabric, I used 4 yards of light crepe material for this project, but this particular one I have here is 3 yards. Then the other 1 yard will be used for the hijab. It was sold to me separately. So the lace mouth I'll be using is 3 inches. So let's start folding. I'll demonstrate the folding through a paper illustration. So assuming the part I'm showing you right now is the yardage part of the fabric and the other one is the length. So through the yardage part, I'll fold it into 2 and I'll fold it into 2 again. That is, I practically folded it into 4. You can see the way I folded it in the video. So I'll fold my fabric off camera now and show you. So the fabric now is folded into 4. You can see the 4 folds. You can see 2 there and 2 there. So from the unfolded part, you can see the unfolded part. I'll go down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope. Then after that, I'll use a ruler to connect it back to the edge of the clothes. Remember the line is slanted already, then I'll cut it out. The next thing I'll do now is to work on the neck measurement. The neck width, I made use of 4.5 inches, that is 4.5 inches. Then the depth of the neck, the back neckline, I made use of 2 inches, and the front neckline, I made use of 3 inches. Then I'll connect it with a curve and cut it out. So I'll cut out the back neckline for now because we are cutting the front and the back together. Then from the unfolded edge, I'll input the round sleeve measurement. So I placed my tape on the edge of the fabric and I went down by 12 inches. The sewing allowance is already included in the 12 inches, so I'll mark it out like so. So from the 12 inches marked, I went in by 11 inches. And I'll connect it with a straight line like the way I'm doing so. Then from there, I'll just give it a little curve like so. And I'll connect the line all the way to the hem of the dress. So at first I just make the line straight from that curve up there all the way to the down of the hem, but I don't want it to be too tight on me, so I just added extra 4 inches to the hem, and the line now is going to be like in an A-line form. You can see the way I drew the line, you can see. So I'll just cut it out. I'm sure that you will notice that I didn't talk about the shoulder measurements while I was cutting. This is because, remember I said at the beginning of the video that this particular one that I folded here is 3 yards. And I have another extra 1 yard. If it was 4 yards direct, I would have folded it and I'll bring out my shoulder measurement. But I didn't measure the shoulder measurement in this aspect because the shoulder measurement is longer than what I have folded there. So I'm going to join. So if you are making yours, to avoid any joining, make sure you buy the complete 4 yards. So this is it now. I have cut it out and this is how it looks like. So I'll remove the back parts of it and I'll cut out the front neckline. So we are done with the gown part. Let's work on the hijab. So for the hijab part, I'll fold my fabric into 2 and I'll fold it with the edge circumference measurement. The edge circumference is 26 inches. Divide by 2, 13 inches plus extra 1 inch for sewing allowance, which is 14 inches. So I have 14 inches on fold right now. So after that, I cut it out. So the length of the hijab, I made use of 17 inches. So you can use 18, you can use 19. I would advise that the length should not be more than 20 and it should not be less than 17 inches. So I'm just checking whether I have the correct measurement folded. So at the unfolded edge, that is this part here that will serve as the front part of the hijab, I'll measure 14 inches or 13 inches, between 14 or 13 inches, then I'll mark it out. So from there, I'll connect the line with a curve to where the length of the hijab stops, like so. So I'm measuring the curve to make sure that it's going to accommodate the neck of the dress. so it's going to accommodate. It's even excess, but I'm going to give it a pleat at the back of the hijab. So I'll cut it out, and this is how the hijab looks like. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to cut the hijab cap. So I'll fold the fabric into two, and I'll fold it into two again. That is, I folded it into four. So for the length of the hijab cap, I used 4.5 inches, and the width I used 6 inches for the width. So I'll connect them together with a curve, and I'll cut it out. So we are done with the cutting aspect. The next thing we are going to do now is to move over to the sewing aspect. So this is the hijab and the hijab cap. This is what we are going to attach the hijab cap to. See you in the next video. Welcome to the sewing aspect. So the first thing I'll be doing now is to join the shoulders together, placing the materials right side to right side, both the front and the back. So I'll stitch with 1/2 inch. This is how it looks like. So I'll go over to the ironing table and give it a good press. I have ironed it already, and the next thing I'll do now is to attach the other part of the sleeve to it. Remember, I said we are going to join. So the inches left for me to join to the hijab is 6 inches, but right here I have 3 inches. Then the lace mouth is also 3 inches, which makes 6 inches altogether. So I'll place the lace mouth on the fabric, at the edge of the fabric, and sew. So this is it after I'm done sewing. So the next thing I'll do now is to attach it to the gown. I stitched it with 1/2 inch, and this is how it looks like. And remember, we are doing it for both sides. Make sure you iron as you sew so that you are going to get a neat work at the end of the day. So the next thing I'm doing now is to join both the front and the back together. So I'll start from the round sleeve. I'm going to sew with 1 inch all the way to the hem of the gown. And I have sewn both sides, and this is how it is looking. It is looking like it already. So we are done with the gown aspect. I have already hemmed it down as well. So the next thing we are going to do now is to work on the hijab. Make sure you notch the curve area so it can be balanced on the outside. So for the hijab part, the first thing I'm going to do now is to just the hijab cap, I'll just give it a loose stitch so it can stay together. And I also ironed it as well. So I'll bring the hijab, and I'll make sure I notch the middle. So I'll bring the hijab where we are going to attach the hijab cap to. I've notched the center as well. So I'll place them on each other, and I'll sew with 1/2 inch. This is how it looks like. Make sure you go and iron it before you go further. I'm an advocate of neat finishing. Make sure you iron as you sew. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to just bend over that part I'm doing sew, and sew just a little hem, because that's the part that is going to cover the face area, the remaining part of the face area. I have sewn both sides, and you can see how neat it is looking. You can see the hijab cap, and you see the other side as well. So the next thing we're going to do now is to join the hijab together with 1/2 inch. You can see that side, the front part of the hijab, I'll join it with 1/2 inch. So after that, the next thing we are going to do now is to attach the hijab to the gown. So I'll notch the center like so, and I'll bring in the gown. I'll notch the center of the neck, both for the front and the back. So I'll match the two notches together with a pin. It is advisable to start sewing from the front, because the front part must align. The front part of the hijab and the front part of the gown must align. Then the back part, we are going to add pleats to it. So I'll sew with 1/2 inch, and I'll show you how it looks like. So this is it. I have finished stitching, and let me show you how it looks like. This is the pleat I made at the back. I made a kissing pleat. So I'll turn it over and show you how it looks like on the front side. So this is the pleat I made at the back. You can see how it looks like. So mine didn't come out very well, so I'll loosen it and I'll do it again. So after doing it again, this is how it looks like. So the last thing we are going to do now is to give the down part a little bit of shape. So I just went up by 1 inch, and I curved it like so. So to avoid, this is to avoid any sharp edge at the down of the hijab. So this is how it looks like. So I'll just give it a little and we are. So this is the final look of the hijab. If you find this video helpful, make sure you give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and drop a lovely comment in the comment section. So if you have watched this video till this end, I'll be launching my first jilbab online class where you'll be learning how to cut and sew a perfect jilbab, how to take accurate measurements, how to cut 6 different types of sleeves for a jilbab, and in the bonus class, you'll be learning how to make an inner cap and a fabric bag. You'll also be learning how to cut a normal cap for a jilbab and also a tie bag cap for a jilbab. So this class will cost 5,000 naira. If you're interested in this class, my number is on the screen. Send me a DM to secure your slots now. Thank you for watching. Bye.